closing everything up here. Put the light on quickly. It's been a bit of a day for me. My fur baby's underneath my feet. What would you like, Dior? What would you like? Okay. Putting the mic on. Yeah, so during the week, let me put this on. Hold on, give me a second. During the week, it's going to be 3 o'clock. I only do 12 o'clock mainly on the weekends. Yeah, I think I'm going through burnout, folks. I have so many things that I'm trying to do here, and then also get on to the lives, which is great. I think it's important. Hi, Ron. How are you? Sorry, I'm a few seconds late. I don't have makeup on. I've been running around like crazy the past day. I'm absolutely exhausted, but I'm still here. I'm here to help. How are you? What would you need help with today? What is your question? Do you have anything that you'd like to listen to? A bit tired. It's been a long week for me. Lots of things going on Facebook, and me trying to get a grasp on how social media really works. You know how it is. I just hope that not all the platforms are like TikTok, because that makes me nervous. I'm like, I don't know. I mean, you have to be pretty brave to get on here and and do the live thing and all that stuff. But hey, you know, I mean, I think it's pretty. I mean, you had that experience. I'm sitting here, I'm thinking, what are you guys talking about? Yeah, you guys are watching people knock people down on, on shows. It's so sad. And people say some very strange things. So, it's a little hard to, I'll put some music on in the background. It's just a little hard to, yeah, you have to have nerves for something like this. It's pretty interesting. When I was growing up, it was not like this. We were raised differently. Oh my goodness, hold on a second. We were raised differently, and we were taught different mannerisms, So it becomes a very tricky balance, like how are people impacted on social platforms versus actually seeing the person in person. It's like people can say whatever they like, and it's just like they can do it because you're not going to be knocking on their door and saying, "Excuse me, but I'm sure you said this. Let's have a chit chat outside." It's just different. It's different. Back in the day, it wasn't like this. So it's very. This is what I'm trying to understand now. Hi, Alex. Oh, you guys are so here. I'm so honored. I'm so happy you guys are visiting. This is like, I'm tired. You can see I have bags under my eyes. My age is definitely showing today. I am going through, I was just telling Ron, I'm going through some complicated questions happening on like Facebook. I don't get on TikTok anymore because I'm like, I don't like TikTok. These kids are scaring me. You guys are so well-mannered. I'm like, oh, I'm coming back here. It's like you guys are raised properly. It's just different. It's a different lifestyle, It's just different. It's different. Do you guys need any help with... Yeah, do you guys... Ronco. Oh, sorry, I'm calling you Ron. Okay, Ronco and then plays... Ronco plays. Okay, gotcha. Here I am doing like half the name. Ronco, I'm sorry. I remember that the next time. My apologies for that. I will remember that. So when I read it, it said Ron Cop plays. What a disaster. How embarrassing. I'm so sorry. Yeah, no, it's sometimes it gets interesting. The same thing when I'm on my Poshmark lives and I try to say names. Some of the names are just like, what is that? And then I got it wrong again. So it's an interesting experience doing the live stuff, but it's fun because I get to meet people like you guys. So my apologies if I am looking a little tired. I'm not wearing my makeup. I have some allergies. I was wearing my glasses the other day and my eyes were just like puffy. So I'm like, no, just like, we'll keep it simple. Okay, what would you like to do today? Are you guys still interested in the iPad, or do you have anything that you'd like to see on the desktop? I did something on the laptop the other day for, I think it was, what was her name? I forgot something. I forgot the other person's name. But it's there, so you guys can always go and take a look at the brief introduction on the laptop. Oddly enough, I've never done a video. I've worked on the laptop. That's what I had before, but I've never really, because it's the same thing as the desktop. It's just the desktop is a little bit larger to see, and the laptop's just a little bit smaller. But it's all generally the same thing, you know? It's all generally the same thing. So whatever GarageBand you have, the only difference is that it just adjusts and changes according to the size, and then maybe some sections of where parts are located, but it's the same thing. Yeah. Would you guys like to do something? Are you wanting to listen to me trying to edit the track that I was working on that I uploaded, which is not finished, onto SoundCloud, or do you want me to start from scratch? We can start from scratch. Oh, you want to make a song? Okay. You want to use the iPad, right? You want to make a song. Okay, let's start with, is it okay if there's no music in the background? I only have 30% on my iPad, but we can do something quick. Yes, the iPad. Okay. Okay, so let's go into GarageBand, and then I also linked a video, I think it was another live that I did, of how to start the process onto that live. So you can always go back and look at that, and it's a little bit more in depth because I think I was kind of focused on how like if I were starting off, how to actually put this together. So I walked people through it if you are interested to see. Oh, hold on. Give me 2 seconds. Poshmark again at 3. My apologies. Give me 2 seconds. Sorry, guys. This is work as well. I'm doing my fashion stuff. This is where I generally make the money. They're going to be doing, this is going to be interesting, is they're going to be doing, or they are, YouTube is rolling out a situation where people can actually sell right on their lives, which is very cool. So say, for instance, I do a painting or I have a music book that I've written. You guys could buy it directly off of me, and then there's some sort of way, I don't know how it's done yet, but I have to get to reach a certain amount of people, and then they can start like talking through that with me. But it's going to be directly, so instead of me just like doing this for my Poshmark, you can see directly what I'm going to be doing on YouTube through sales as well, if that ever becomes anything. Okay, I'm done with that. So this is just interesting talk because I didn't know that all these things were possible. Write this down. Let me give you the video of what I had done. Oops. Go this. What the video of where you can find that link. Where is it? It's a live. Just write it down. Do you have a piece of paper? Let me just write the live down just in case. I'm going to walk through it now, but I'm also going to give it to you to look at. So let me just find it quickly. GarageBand on the iPad. Music, art, and fashion. Oh, maybe I put the wrong one in. Okay, I think composed music was sent to live. Okay, so it's this one. Very interesting. I thought I actually put it on there. Graphic design. I've done a lot of things. Okay, it's this one. GarageBand. It looks like this. It just has 16 views, but it looks like this. This one. It says composed music was sent to Margot, and then live GarageBand on the iPad. I think I need to change that up. I actually might have accidentally put the wrong one in. So that's what that is. You can also zoom in and zoom out if you need to refer back to this. I think I accidentally put a bit of a demonstration today. Unless that was part of it too. I'll have to check. There are a whole bunch. So, okay, let's say that you haven't seen that yet, which is what you haven't done. So we're going to hold on a second. We're going to open it up. Let's open it up. Do you have it with you? We're going to walk through this together. Oh, you did watch it already? Yes, that's fine. Okay. So we're going to open this up. We're going to start a new song. Let's start a new song. Let's go to the beginning before we do anything. You know, you get to this section, right? This is like the very beginning. Now, you're not going to have all of these. These are just demonstrations that I've done. Okay, so once you get to there, this is the, yes, okay. You see that cross over there? You see that cross over there? You're going to press this cross. Okay, tell me when you're ready. I'm going to press the cross so we can, okay, press the cross. Okay. There yet? Let me know when you're there yet, and then we'll move on to the next. We're going to walk through this slowly, okay? We're going to do a careful step-by-step and see if it helps if I slow it down a little bit. Okay, you there? Let me know. So what we're going to do, does everybody have their iPad? Are we doing it together as a group? This would be cool if everybody's doing it together. Okay, so then you get the iPad, you have the GarageBand. Let's start with, before we do anything, you see these colorful like things over here? Go to this section. Okay, what I want you to do is go through a couple of them and download it. You see, I've already downloaded. So these things, press it and download. Press it and download. It says listen or get it and then just download it. So it will automatically download. Let me see if I can find one that I haven't downloaded and I can show you. This one looks like I haven't done. I'm going to do this one, for example. You see it says get it. Okay. So you're going to download these parts. Okay, so I'm just going to say get it. You can always listen to it, but I'm going to just say get it. And you're going to go through the whole list of these things at the beginning. And you're going to just keep saying get it, get it, get it, get it, get it, get it, get it. And then it's going to download. You can see it's downloading. Okay. Because this is what makes, yes? Do you need help? Let me know. Let me know what it is you have a question on. Ronco. Okay. Okay, you got it? Okay, let's keep going. So we're going to go, let's keep going. I'm going to give another example. Let's see. I haven't gotten this hip hop beep one. For some reason, I thought I did download it. I want to say that not like... Oh, you want to see how it's not, so if you don't play an instrument is what you're saying, is you want to see how it's done. Yeah, that's, oh, okay. So okay, so let's move on to this. These are the things that create the loops, and sometimes you want to add this in before, like if you're creating a beat, before you add in the actual composition. So sometimes this is useful to have just as I'm going to show you guys how to do this next. Okay. So I'm going to just say get it. Okay, now I'm going to say done because that's already automatically. Okay, so say you don't have, so you want to go to the instruments, right? Here. So it says track. You see live loops. Then it says, you see these two things at the top over there? It says live loops and track. You want to press that track one. I know it was complicated. When I first tried to figure it out, I was like, how is this done? It didn't make any sense. Okay. Okay, go to grand, okay, so you've done that already. So you're going to track, keyboard, okay. You want to go to grand piano. Okay, so we're going to say, just press the keyboard. Okay. There is another section over here. I have it on a different thing. Okay, whoops. More. Go to more. Okay, go to more. And it gives you various, so I'm on Chinese traditional something. What we need is Okay, and then it gives you these kind of sounds. Okay. Keyboard, piano. Does it say piano? Keyboard. Let me see. It does say grand piano, classic grand. Okay, so you can, there's like a whole list. I don't know, it depends on what it is you're looking for. So it is a little bit different than going in and doing the computer, like the desktop, because you can scroll down to the sounds and the instruments. This is just scrolling, and they've compacted the setup, right? Okay, so we're going, you said you want grand piano. So let's go grand piano. Where was it? I just had the grand, electronic piano, grand. Okay, we're just going to go grand. There, that's the grand. Okay. 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 Let me know if you get there. Sorry, I don't know if you're still on. How to play background music, like how to play, it's hard for me. Okay, so what you're saying is you want the loops first, right? So remember those packages that I told you to download? I want you to download as many as you can. It doesn't have to be now, but download as many as you can, because what's going to happen is those become the loops. Okay, so you can use, can we go back to that? Let me show you what I mean. If you're going to compose a piece, this might be the way to do it. But if you're going to experiment with the sounds first, you might want to go ahead and test out and experiment what those sounds do, and then test out a recording. That's what I did. When I first started trying to figure this out on the iPad, I just played around with some noises and recorded it to see what it did. So it's all about, like, kind of practice makes perfect, like any instrument. This is like an instrument, sort of, if you know what I mean. Hi, guys. I had some very interesting people the other day. They were much older. I was like, what are these older people doing here? I was like, what's going on? And then they were telling me who you are, who am I, and why am I using a laptop? It's so crazy. Okay, let's go back to, we're just talking about the iPad, but I think I think everybody's interested in this, which is good. I think it's important because this is the newest updated thing, right? Let's go back to the introduction. We're going to start over again, okay? We're going to start over. We're going to go into this. But instead of pressing this one, which gives you the instruments, right? This gives you, it says tracks. This gives you all the instruments. You're going to choose live loops. You're going to press live loops. And that gives you those sounds that you just downloaded onto your iPad. Okay? We're going to just experiment. We're going to hypothetically say, sort of. Okay, you sort of got it? Okay, we're getting closer. Give it time. You just have to kind of experiment. Just like a guitar or any other instrument, you have to kind of play around with it to see what works. And then also have like the musical instruments and like not the composition, maybe some sheet music and some chords for the guitar. But this is like you have to visually see it. You have to kind of test it out by trial and error. So we're going to test it out. Okay, so you know that. Okay, so I'm going to go back to this. So don't forget, you have the loop, live loops, and then you have the tracks. So I'm going to just press the loops you're seeing here. Let me just open one up, for instance, and that's what you get. Hold on. Let it upload. Oh, you gotta go. That's okay. That's okay. Well, I'll still, why is it? Okay. So that's okay. If you have to go, not a problem. I'll still continue talking about this, and then you can always go back and take a look at this, okay? Really not a problem. Ronco, I really appreciate you, first of all, correcting me. And then, second of all, I really appreciate you coming over. I will be, yes, if you'd like me to go same time, though. I'm not going to be doing 12. Saturday, I'll do 12 o'clock. But tomorrow, I'm trying to stick to 3 o'clock because I have so many things I have to do during the daytime. Okay. I will be, if you feel like I'm like your comfort zone and you feel like you want me to be here on 3 o'clock the time on my side, that's fine. As long as you guys don't mind me seeing around 3. I started off with 12 at the beginning, and then I was like, it's not going to work because I have all these things to do. But 3 o'clock works for me if that's okay. That's okay. Have a wonderful day. I'm going to continue talking about this, and we can continue with this tomorrow for you too. So if you have more questions, that's fine. So we're just talking about creating sounds with whatever is in the package, a sample package, right? Right? So you can actually record these sounds. You can test out sounds. See? Same time, 3 o'clock. 3 p.m. So whatever the time is here, I don't know what it is what time it is on your side. Excuse me, bubbles. I will be here at 3 o'clock on this side. Yes. PM. So I'm Eastern Standard Time. And yeah, this is 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, PM. Okay. So let's go back to this. So we're testing out different sounds. You can see all these things. Now, when I tried this before, I didn't know you could scroll down and up. But as long as you hold your finger on the right over here, left, I guess it's the left, and scroll up and down, if it has other instruments, you can create it from there. Okay, so let's test out a sound. Sort of like what a DJ does, right? This is like kind of mixing up sounds, putting things together. So what I'm doing right now is I'm basically experimenting with, oh, sorry. Apologies. I'm going to have to get some water just now. Experimenting with sounds that are already in the packages that I downloaded. A few seconds, I just want to get some water. Dry throat, 2 seconds, folks. Okay. Sorry, I am back. Must have my water. Thank you so much for waiting. Okay, we're going to go back to this. Thanks for waiting for a few moments. I don't know if you guys have your iPads on you. Okay, but so that's what you're doing. So we're just experimenting with sounds right now, and you can actually record this. And this stuff you can use to create a track. So we'll just experiment. So let's do this for instance. Okay, so I'm going to press record. I don't know who's here, but I'm going to press record. Okay, and I'm going to just press buttons, okay? Hold on. I don't think it recorded. Now it's recording. Whoops, I accidentally didn't record. Okay, now it's recording. Whoops. So we're just recording what we're hearing. Okay, and so that just basically recorded a sound. Okay, so this I think is the test run. I think what you want to do is try out this way of doing a composition before, and this is what was recorded, okay, before jumping into actually creating something from scratch. So this is called experimental time. Like if you want to get the sounds from the downloadable packages that they have, go ahead and download those sounds on the GarageBand, because that you can use as your test run for eventual songs, right? So let's just play what we have here that we just recorded. Okay, so we're going to test run. Okay, so that's just what we kind of experimented with, okay? So that's one example of how to create a composition. The second way to do this, we're going to go back to, there are many ways to do this, but this is more like DJing. You just kind of like adjust the sound, you can modify things, you can add little loops that you can create. It's a lot of things. It's just this also consider like the iPad also a musical instrument, because you're literally producing music on here without a solid, like these are instruments, but they're built-in instruments on the iPad. So okay, so we're gonna close that up. We're gonna call this something. I don't know what we're gonna call it. Okay, so we're going to call this something. So we're going to rename this. Let's just say new for now. New 2. Okay, new 2. Okay, I should probably put the date on it. But you can save it. It automatically saves. You just need to adjust the name. We're going to go into a new song. Actually, we're going to go into a new song. We're going to give you another example. So instead of pressing any of these that you've downloaded from there, you're going to go through here. And you're going to create like a straight on, there's nothing on there. You build it from scratch. So there are two mechanisms to creating something on the iPad. We're going to start off with a loop, okay? And the loops are those sounds that whatever you've downloaded are the sounds that are on the loops over here, okay? So let's say instruments. You want a musical instrument. Let's just say drums, because I always think starting with drums is always a good idea. Always a good idea. Let's listen to the drum sounds. They're a little bland, but we can mix it up. So just general, and the list goes on. You can see that's a whole collection of drum beats that you've now officially downloaded from their packages, okay? I mean, this is endless. Let's use that. Okay, so what you're doing is you're dragging and sending that over. That will remain there. It's still, if you hold your finger down and leave it there, I think this one stays open still. So we're going to layer this a little bit. Okay, so now you're creating your own track, right, with just basic loops. Oops. Okay, I like that sound. So I'm just doing an introduction. Somebody had asked me to show how to use the iPad to make tracks with GarageBand. So this is the second way. There are two ways to do it on your iPad if you have GarageBand. It should be on anybody's iPad if it's an Apple device, okay? You can download it if you don't have it on there. Okay, so we're starting with okay. Okay, so there's that. So next plan is let's add another loop. Let's add, and you can change the key signatures and everything, but I think I've done a video that talks about that. There are so many things. Hello, Noah. How are you doing today? Sorry, no makeup again today. My eyes were a little... it's been a long week. How are you? I'm glad you're here. We're busy doing the iPad again because Ronco was interested, who plays the guitar, was curious to know more about how to actually put together a song. If you have the iPad, you guys can follow along with me, or you can rewatch this to follow along with the video afterwards. It's fine. And I thoroughly enjoy doing this with you guys because I'm so happy that people are interested in this kind of stuff. I didn't know what people wanted. I actually thought production, and then I know there are people, if you're a gamer, I'm almost certain anybody that does like games would be interested in something like this because you have to put your brain to it, right? This is like food for the brain. I like it because it makes you think, and I'm glad you're good. I'm glad you're good. I'm glad everybody's doing well. How's your mother doing? I hope your mom is doing good today. So we're just experimenting right now, okay? We're just testing out some sounds. This is the second way. Not sure about that one. Let's test out another instrument. We're going to change the kit. Filter instruments. Okay, we're going to go back to instruments. And we're going to go to, let's try bongos. That's another type of drum. Okay. That's kind of interesting. Very interesting. Nice little beat there. Little Afro fusion there. Okay, let's put these together. Okay, and then what you can do, if you press that, like the sound, you can adjust the volume on here. Okay, you can adjust the volume. So if you want to make a sound a little bit softer, just press the sound and then lower the volume. You can hear it actually adjusts it. Okay. So we're just experimenting. This is the second way to do the track. Okay, if you don't want the drums too loud, you can adjust it on the side. And for me to get there, you see those little controls, the control panel that gives you the controls for a number of different things. Okay, so let's say that is okay. We're not going to record it yet. We're going to try another instrument. switch over to a different instrument. We are going to try, let's say, keyboard or piano. And there are other ways to do this. You can actually incorporate your own composition in here, but I would recommend testing it out first with a few ideas of what they have. And then if you're a little bit more advanced, going in and exploring the ideas of composing the song, you can do. Sorry, you can't really see my face. It's been a long week. It's been a very long week for me. But I am trying my best to be on here as often as possible for you guys, because I know everybody needs a little bit of help and they're curious to know how this works, which is great. And I am so glad you guys are joining me to watch how to figure this out, because I didn't have anybody teaching me this. I learned this on my own. So for me to help somebody who, like, and just imagine going into one of these things and no clue what to do like I was like, I don't know what's going on. But trial and error, it's all about experimenting, just like a video game. Every time you test out a move, you have to remember what the move is, so you can go back and try the move again, so you can get whatever trophies or whatever. Same type of concept. I think composing music on production equipment like this, which is DAWs, which is a DAW, feels a little bit like trying to remember moves or video game moves on your PlayStation, what is it? Remote control. So it's all, you know, it's all relative. It's all relative. And I like using my brain. So this for me is like fantastic. Yeah, I like that. Let's put this in. Okay, so that goes into another row. You could do it on one row if you want. Like if you have different keyboards, you just put it in a row. But I like to go down because then it's just easier to do it. There are different ways to do it. Just experimenting with sounds. We're going to record it just now. Hold on. And you're just trying out the sounds, right? Oh, I like that. We're going to add that over there. Okay, so these are just loops at the moment. Let's say that this is something we can start. We'll start with this, and you can add layers to it later. But the whole point of composing from here is not to just use one sound. I think it's good to explore various sounds, put them together, because a production piece requires more than one sound. So why did they all come on at the same time? Okay, we're going to start. Okay, so we're going to start separately. Okay. Make sure the timing is correct, though. Not sure about that sound. So you can experiment to decide what works and what doesn't work. What does work, keep, and then record that for a few moments. So you can create like a layer, and then you can actually create a composition over that. Okay, so this is built from scratch with just the sounds in the package that GarageBand says go ahead and download. So there are various ones. I've done an example with how to do it from those packages. Okay, okay. So we're gonna just, let's see. Yeah, I don't like that. Why that sounds a little off, I don't know. Okay, we're going to just record it like this, and we're going to add some layers, okay? So we're going to go... Nope. Stop. Stop, 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 stop. Make sure that they're all turned off first, okay? Okay. So you're going to press record. And then when you press the buttons, you can decide what you can take out. And you're still recording. It doesn't record your voice, which is interesting. Okay. So you're just creating a layer, and then you can add more to it for a track you can produce on, I guess you call this producing on your iPad, right? Okay. So we're going to stop that. Say we've already recorded that, okay? Hypothetically speaking. Now we can go in here and see what it looks like. And that's what was recorded, okay? So that's what was recorded. I'll just play it for you. It's nothing special, but it's something to start with. Always start with a beat or a loop before you actually start the composition, because you need something that keeps the time for you, okay? Okay, so that's the general idea. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add another loop. Let's add another loop, and then we can record on top of that. Or I can show you how to use the keyboard on here. Okay, if you add this little plus, if you have this plus sign, or let's try another instrument. Okay, so then that plus sign takes you to the instruments. Okay, you can add drums. Let's add drums. Let's add, so there are different variations. I think I spoke about this the other day. We're going to press eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Oh, there are more. And there are different sounds. So you can also create sounds from a different beat tape. Let's test that out. Dust bowl. It's literally, yeah. So that's what comes up. So how does this work? So you could probably, okay, let's test it out. Let's do play. Okay, so you can add, you can add it, but first test out what the sound like first. Right? This is on top of the sounds. It helps to keep the time. So you have to count, right? In order to do this, like before you start recording, test it out, experiment with the sounds that you have that you've already just recorded with the loops, and then test out some more layers before you start doing a composition, because the more layers and the more interesting it sounds, the more fascinating the sound actually, or the composition gets. So it's not for the faint-hearted, but if you guys are advanced gamers, if you're big into video games, this should be like a walk in the park for you, because you guys could probably figure this out in no time. Or a musician who's learnt songs on an instrument and all that stuff. But this is fun to play with. Make no mistake. I absolutely enjoy teaching people how to test this out, because it's actually fun. It's actually fun, and it's on your iPad, and it's free. So it's it's bonus. It's a bonus. I think it's super cool. So that's my personal opinion. So let's test out. So you can add those sounds. So I was using a congo. A timpani? Percussion and bongos. These are bongos, right? That's interesting. Okay. We're going to do that. We're going to record. We're going to go back to the beginning. And you're going to press record. More. Keep the time. Okay, so that's what that's. So you just recorded that one beat, but you can add the layers to that with like percussion instruments. So this is drums, okay? So I always recommend, I always recommend starting a composition with beats, with drums, because that is the most important part of a song, is that needs to keep you on the beat and things can happen. Yeah. So start with drums, start with the loops, then the drums, or add some extra beats. It's going to make it easier. It's a lot to remember, guys. It's a lot to remember. Make no mistake. This is not for the faint-hearted. This is for people who want to use their little noggins. They like to use their brains. I'm somebody that likes to use my brain, because if I don't use my brain, I get bored. So this for me is like my video game. I sort of enjoy working through compositions that are there, that could become something, right? And because I'm creating, because I'm creating songs or beats on my own, like for instance, YouTube has no problem with me doing this because it's nobody else's song, so to speak. It's more, you're more like doing it on the spot, and I think it's kind of a good thing. So I think this is super useful. So let's hear what we have. Okay, let's hear what we've kind of, so that was that extra beat that we added. And it helps keep your time. Oops. Right? So that just added one section. And there's so much you can do. I mean, seriously, this is so cool. And I'm sure it could probably change the sounds. Sorry, so this helps. Shakers. So I would recommend putting this down on something if you're going to create beats, right? I don't know. So if you want to experiment with beats, I think timing is important for drums as well. So you have to kind of have it make sense. Okay, so I think that's it for now, guys. I'm a little tired. But this is just an intro. I mean, I'm just, like, I don't know how far people are into this, and it is a new kind of format. They have Logic Pro, but GarageBand is it's similar to Logic. So if you understand Logic, this transposes, if you're a little bit more advanced, into the Logic, which you can then purchase on, on the iPad. And then it makes it like, yeah, all these things kind of interlock. So I'm going to leave it there for now. 2 different ways to create a track. And hopefully this will help with understanding just the sections. If you guys need to take notes, pull out like stuff to take some notes. Go back, rewatch the videos if you need to watch the videos to see what it is I'm talking about. There is a lot to remember. I mean, I taught myself how to use the iPad because I wasn't using this to teach on before. I was mainly just using the keyboard and a music book, but we're going into something a little bit more high tech, which I like because I like production. And I think anybody, if you have an iPad, anybody can learn an instrument by using this as your tool. And then over time you can, depending on what instruments you do, you start organizing how to get that together. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me. As you can see, I'm a little tired. I did a video yesterday that was mainly about the gala, Met Gala, which is like a display ceremony where celebrities go out and dress up and they show off what they've kind of like created off of a theme that was picked for that particular year. Last year, I think it was Karl Lagerfeld, or the cat he used to have, or the cat is still, his cat is still alive and he passed away a while ago. So I think it was last year, 2 years ago. I don't remember, something like that. And last year I spoke about the show that they did at the Met Gala with Karl Lagerfeld. So I do a continuation. Like every year I like to talk about it because it brings all the elements, the art, the fashion, the celebrities, the musicians, the politics behind it. It's like everything. So if you guys want to learn more about the Met Gala, there are some awesome things that are out there. Did the music today on the iPad. I'm going to head on out because I need to take a little bit of a rest. I have Poshmark I need to do again. And thank you all for joining me for a few moments. I know that there are people that are very interested in the iPad because this is a new kind of thing. So I'm here to help. I think maybe the iPad and the iPhone might be the winners on what people want to learn. So I keep coming back to this, and I think that's probably what it is. Thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate it. Around the world, have a wonderful rest of the day. And I will be back tomorrow at around 3 p.m. on this side, Eastern Standard Time. I'm in the United States. I forget to say that, everybody from all over the world is coming through. So, that's what we're doing right now. And I'll speak to you guys in the next one. Thank you, Noah, for joining me. Ronco, and we also had Local also here. So you guys are so awesome. Thank you so much for joining me from earlier today, and I will see you guys. I'll be back tomorrow. I just need a bit of a rest. But I'm there. Okay. Thank you again. Bye.